Hi everyone! Today we're talking about something very relevant. Blackouts. In the complex tapestry of modern life, electricity is the invisible thread that connects every part of our lives. It powers our homes, our industries, and the very devices we use to communicate and navigate the world. We rarely stop to think about how important it is, because it's become as essential as the air we breathe. Electricity lights up our evenings, entertains us, and connects us with the outside world. It makes our daily tasks like cooking and cleaning easier, making life more convenient and efficient. But what would happen if this silent giant were to suddenly disappear? Imagine a world plunged into darkness, stripped of the technological wonders we often take for granted. This is the unsettling scenario we must confront as we explore the fragility of modern life without electricity. Imagine a city skyline, once a beacon of human ingenuity, now reduced to a ghostly silhouette against the night sky. The familiar hum of traffic replaced by an eerie silence. This is the stark reality of a blackout, a harsh reminder of our complex dependence on a force we often overlook. The convenience of instant communication, the comfort of climate-controlled environments, the efficiency of modern transportation, all vanish in an instant. We find ourselves grappling with the unsettling reality of our vulnerability, forced to confront the fragility of the systems that underpin our modern existence. This documentary delves into the multifaceted impact of prolonged blackouts on contemporary society. We'll explore how the absence of this invisible force ripples through our lives, exposing our dependence on technology, crippling essential services, and testing the very fabric of our social order. Our journey will take us from the heart of our technological routines to the potential for social unrest and the importance of community resilience. We'll examine historical and contemporary examples of blackouts, drawing lessons from the past to prepare for the challenges of the future. Join me as we illuminate the hidden consequences of our electrified world and discover how we can navigate the darkness when the lights go out. The digital age has woven technology so tightly into the fabric of our lives that we often fail to recognize how widespread it is. From the moment we wake up to the gentle buzz of our smartphone alarms to the last email checked before we sleep, our days are orchestrated by a symphony of electronic pulses. This reliance on technology, while undoubtedly improving many aspects of our lives, also exposes us to a unique vulnerability when faced with power outages. Think about the average morning routine. The aroma of coffee brewed by a programmable machine, the latest news flashing on the screen of a tablet, the ease of online banking and communication. Everything vanishes when the power grid goes down. What was once a continuous flow of information and convenience transforms into a frustrating obstacle course. Beyond the immediate disruption of our daily routines, the absence of electricity cuts the digital lifelines that connect us to the outside world. Social media platforms fall silent, online services crash, and the constant flow of information we expect is reduced to a trickle. This sudden isolation can be disorienting, leaving individuals with a sense of loss and vulnerability. For some, the loss of access to information and communication channels can have serious consequences. Imagine the situation of a remote worker unable to connect to the company's server, a student who cannot access online learning platforms, or a family member unable to reach loved ones in the affected area. The digital chains that bind us, though often invisible, become painfully apparent when the flow of electricity is interrupted. As we navigate the digital age, it is crucial to recognize the potential consequences of our dependence on technology. By understanding the vulnerabilities inherent in our interconnected world, we can begin to develop strategies to mitigate the impact of power outages and ensure that our digital lifelines remain resilient in the face of disruptions. Beyond personal comfort, the real seriousness of a long-lasting blackout is when essential services stop working. Our connected network of hospitals, transportation, water treatment plants, and communication networks, the very things that hold up modern society, really depend on having electricity all the time. When the power goes out, these important systems start to fail, putting the health, safety, and well-being of entire communities at risk. Hospitals, often called the front line of healthcare, are especially vulnerable to power outages. Without electricity, life-saving equipment like ventilators, dialysis machines, and surgical tools become useless. Operating rooms go dark, and it becomes very hard to monitor patients' vital signs. In these critical situations, every second without power can have life-changing consequences. Transportation, the lifeline of modern trade and movement, stops when the power grid fails. Traffic lights go out, creating chaos on the streets and increasing the risk of accidents. Electric trains stop on the tracks, leaving commuters stranded and disrupting supply chains. Airports, which rely on complex electrical systems for navigation and communication, experience major disruptions with grounded flights and stranded travelers. Water treatment plants, responsible for providing safe drinking water to millions of people, need a constant supply of electricity to run pumps, filtration systems, and chemical treatment processes. A prolonged blackout can lead to a shortage of drinking water, creating a public health crisis as sanitation systems fail and the risk of waterborne illnesses rises. These are just a few examples of the chain reactions that can happen when the electricity that powers our essential services is taken away. The interconnectedness of our modern world, while a testament to human ingenuity, also represents a significant vulnerability in the face of power outages. As we rely more and more on these complex systems, it's crucial to invest in backup power, emergency plans, and other ways to make sure these critical services can keep working, even during widespread blackouts. One important case study is a hospital that experienced a long power outage, putting patients' lives at risk because essential medical equipment stopped working. Another example is a blackout that affected an entire transportation network, leaving thousands of commuters stranded and disrupting daily operations. Finally, a blackout at a water treatment plant led to a health crisis, with the local population facing a shortage of safe drinking water. Imagine a long-lasting blackout across several states, like the one that hit Spain and Portugal, but lasting for weeks. The challenges and consequences would be unimaginable. Essential services would be severely strained. Hospitals, already struggling during short outages, would become real war zones. Without electricity, emergency generators would run out of fuel, making life-saving equipment unusable. Patients with chronic illnesses requiring constant medical support would be in grave danger. It would be like being in the emergency room on a Saturday night, but for weeks. The transportation sector would be paralyzed. Without power, traffic lights wouldn't work, causing traffic jams and accidents. Electric trains and subways would be stuck on the tracks, leaving commuters stranded. Airports would experience massive disruptions, with cancelled flights and isolated regions. Water treatment plants would cease to function. Without electricity, pumps and filtration systems would stop, causing water shortages and potential contamination. Communities would struggle to find clean water, increasing the risk of disease. Daily life would be severely affected. Families would lose refrigeration, resulting in food spoilage. Communication networks would be disrupted, isolating people from vital information and emergency services. Businesses would close, causing economic upheaval and job losses. The economy would take a major hit. Industries that rely on a continuous energy supply would experience production disruptions, causing significant financial losses. The stock market would react negatively, potentially causing an economic recession. Recovering from such an event would require enormous investment and time. It would be worse than the 2008 crisis. This hypothetical scenario highlights the crucial importance of robust infrastructure and emergency preparedness. Investing in renewable energy sources, decentralized power grids, and advanced backup systems could mitigate the devastating effects of prolonged blackouts. As we advance technologically, ensuring the resilience of our energy supply becomes increasingly crucial. Although a prolonged blackout remains a daunting prospect, proactive measures and strategic planning can help us cope with such crises. The key is to recognize our vulnerabilities and act before it's too late. Let's not be caught unprepared. What actions would you suggest to overcome a blackout of this magnitude? Leave a comment below. Like, subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss upcoming topics. Thanks for watching.